Welcome back to 100 wall spots on Breeze. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, that covers the first 50 walls, and this part will cover the next 50. So without wasting any time, let's get straight back into it. In part 1, we ended with a wall right here, so let's start with that in part 2. So you can do the same wall, just on this block instead of over there. And this will allow you to peek tunnel without getting peeked from arches. So if you pop up like this, you can peek tunnel and then hide again. And then you can also hold B main right here. Another variation on this block is if you place your wall either diagonally like this or straight forward, you can then go behind here, and this is a great head glitch for B main. You might have seen this in my videos already. So you can peek out like that as they're pushing, and they can't see you at all if you sit right here, and then you can peek out and get your head tabs, and you can even fall back. Now if you have a teammate, you can get boosted up here by a satchel boost, and then you stand right here. Now you can do a wall this way. This will be able to cover B tunnel, and you can hide from B main right there, but then you can also peek out B main. So you can use this on after plan, or you can use this when you're defending as well. You can peek out like that. The other variation of that one is if you do it on this side. The difference is now you're covering arches and you're hiding away from B tunnel, but you can peek this little head glitch right here. So make sure that you are aware of this gap right there, and also B main. This one's a very exposed wall, so I don't really recommend doing this one, but it's just something to keep in mind if they are going to be pushing from B tunnel a lot. And you can do the same on this side, so if you get satchel boosted up, you can do a wall this way. This one's actually better than that one, because you can fully hide away from B tunnel, and now you can just watch arches and you can have a teammate watch B main. So you're fully hidden from tunnel, you're watching here, and then if they are pushing tunnel, you can sneak out. And for the last variation from these blocks, you want to do it this way, and this will allow you to peek over this wall into arches. So if they're pushing here quite a lot, it's quite unexpected that you're going to be peeking over this wall. It creates a little head glitch right here. Okay, let's move away from just these block variations and come right here. You can create a one-way from these steps. So you want to place your wall and run back here, and now you've got yourself a one-way right there. Another variation of a one-way right here is you can jump, place a long wall, and make sure you leave enough of a gap for them to run through. Because if they can run through, they might not want to break this wall. What you can do is, as they're pushing, you can actually hit them before they peek right here. So if they're coming out, you can shoot them and then kill them when they peek out. You can also place a one-way right here to prevent fast pushes. So if you place your wall like this, and you can sit right here now. So if they're pushing, you can just hold here with a phantom, and they're going to be quite unaware of where you're shooting them from. So as you can see, they push out here, and to them it's just a block, and they have to come all the way around to be able to peek you, whereas you can just sit here and shoot them. Sticking with the one-ways, let's create one inside of B tunnel. So you want to come onto this little box and place your long wall. And there you go, straight away you can see that's a clear one-way right there. An obscure wall that you can do inside of B tunnel is if you come right here, you can jump and place a long wall. And then what you want to do is hide around this bit right here. So you can be watching arches, and they won't be peeking you as they push this wall here. So if they're coming out, you can kind of just let them run past. If you hide right here, it's very unlikely that they're going to be checking the wall. They're just kind of going to run past it, and you can hold arches or B main from this angle. Another variation of that wall is if you want to come right here, you can place the wall so you can see on the left side of the screen it pokes slightly out. And that will create a wall right here, so that when the enemies are pushing, it just kind of looks like a random wall. They can't really check this side yet, and you can have a teammate, a Raze, Omen, or Jet sitting right here, and they can hold this angle. So it just makes it way more difficult for them to be able to peek you. As they come out, they have to shoot up here rather than at head height. A very simple wall to keep in mind as well inside of B tunnel is you can actually jump over the wall. So if you plant right here, and you know they're not going to be coming from B tunnel, they're going to be coming from arches or B main, you can place a wall like this, so it almost looks like you've blocked off B tunnel. But then you want to come right here, and you can actually peek over and kill them as they're defusing. So if you let them defuse, you can just come here, peek over, and in a 1v1, this is perfect. That will work every time. Another variation of a very basic wall is rather than just walling off arches to stop a push, what you want to do is wall it off but leave a little gap right here. And then you can use this little gap to actually hide. So if you're in a 1v2 and one is coming arches, one is coming B tunnel, he will be coming here and he can't see you until he comes all the way to this position. But by the time that he's here, he's not going to be checking there, he's going to be checking backside. So if you just wait here and let them push out, then you can maybe kill one and then kill the second one right there. More basic walls, this one is to hold B main. So you do that at the start of the round, and as they push out, you're head glitching right here. And for them, it's actually quite difficult to spot you there. So even though they might see the wall, your head's just going to be peeping over this little bit. And there's so many angles for the enemy to check as they push site that you're bound to get 1, maybe 2 kills, and then you can also fall back as well. There's a wall that you can do right here on these boxes, so if they're smoking off B main quite a lot, or you've planted here and they've smoked you off, you can come right here and then place a long wall by jumping. So you want to jump, place your wall, you can actually peek over that smoke and hold arches as well. So you can run all the way around. And now this is a 2-in-1 as well, so yes, you can peek over a smoke or peek down into B, but you can also come into window, and now if you're on attacker side and they're pushing right here to try go into elbow, it creates a one-way as well. So you sit right here and you've got yourself a one-way. So as you can see, when they're pushing out, they can't see you at all. And just a quick variation on the elbow wall, so rather than just walling it off like this and blocking it off, what you can do is you can wall it off like this and jump around the corner, so that when they do break this block, you're actually sat right here in a strange off angle so that you can get those picks. And you can watch sight as well if they are pushing for the defuse. That's B site just about covered. Just another quick wall. You can do it this way around as well and peek over this way. So that's another head glitch wall that you can do for arches on post-plant situations. Moving out of B site and into arches, you can place a one-way and the wall that blocks off the arches right here. So this is more effective for if they push right there or there, but it doesn't really cover A holes, and it doesn't really cover if they just swing you quickly to the left side. So a variation of that one, rather than blocking off both sides a little bit, you can do one side fully. So you do a one-way like this, and then you hold it from this bit right here, and that blocks off this side as well, so they have to push all the way to the left or break your wall. And you can do the same on this side as well, so there's a box right here, and you do your long wall. That now fully blocks off one side, and what you want to do for this one is sit right here. So if they are pushing you from the right side, you're covered, and you've got the one way for this bit. This one is less useful than the right one, just because they're more likely to push through the right arch whilst you're not holding it, and you're holding this angle right here. Okay, there's a lot of one ways that you can do inside of CT spawn, and at first I didn't think this was going to be that useful in my first video, but what I've realized is that this bit is actually used massively for rotation, so you actually want to create a lot of one ways right here and keep mixing it up. So you can do it off of this pipe. There's your one way. So if you go further back, you can do it off of this little canister right here. So you jump, place your wall. There's your one way. So as they push out, they can't see you at all as long as you sit right here. You can also do a one way which holds underneath the bridge for the rotation. So if you jump right here and place your wall, now you can peek underneath here without them being able to see you at all. Just like that side with the pipe, you can do it right here as well. So you want to place a long wall, and then you can come back here. There's your one way. You can create one from up here if you're holding inside of A holes. This one is one of the best ones, because if you're sure that they're not coming from here and they're going underneath the bridge and into CT, you have a lot of room to kill them in a lot of time. So they're not going to be able to see you at all, and then you can shoot them as they're pushing this whole area. Okay, now let's pretend that we've switched sides. So we're now attackers and we're trying to hold the rotation away from the defenders. What you can do is place a wall right here. This will block off the door, and you can have a teammate come on this side and sit right here. So as they push out, they won't be able to see the wall at all, and they might even just run past. And you can have a jet or a raise or omen, whoever can get here, just holding this position right here. Another wall design for your teammate is one right here on top of this box. You want to just quickly place the wall through the wall, and you get your teammate to sit here, and this is actually a one way for them. So as the enemy pushes out, you'll be able to see their feet and their chest before the enemy can see you sat on this wall right here. Another variation of that one is you can actually create a one way. Now I didn't mention this one last time, but you can create a one way, and you can have your teammate sit here as well. So I didn't mention this, so you can have your teammate sitting right here whilst you're holding A holes with the one way, so that if they push mid nest, you've got one way right here. Another teammate boost that you can use for rotations is placing your wall on top of this barrel. Now your teammate can sit here, and they can actually push around this corner. So they can sit around this corner waiting, or they can peek out as well. So you can actually play a lot off of here, and if you have a jet, you can actually double updraft and peek into caves. So if the jet has knives, what you can do is have the bomb planted on site, like say right there. You can have the jet holding here, and they can double updraft and now get a free kill in like a 1v1, 1v2, whatever the situation is. And then the opposite of this one is if you're on attackers and again you're holding that rotation, you just create a one way going this way instead. Coming over towards a bridge, last time I mentioned the wall that goes this way to peek cave. You can do the exact same thing here. So if you get your wall out, you can place it into that wall. And now what you can do is stand right here and hold that rotation. And if they're on top of the bridge, you can come here and peek this bit, or even hold it in an after plant situation. If you want to plant there, you can hide here and you're very, very safe. And then you just come around and get the kill as they defuse. So in my last video, I showed you 3 different variations regarding the door glitch right here. But what I found since then, and I used it in yesterday's video, is if you place a wall on top of this step, like this, you can actually close the door and hide in this little gap. So if they're on site, they won't be able to see you because the wall is slightly raised, but you can actually get out as well. So if you close the door, you're now hidden from sight. You can peek out. You can see if they're on site, they can't see you because of this little bit right here. And then if you want to get out, you just jump and you're out now. So if they're defusing, you can jump out and just get a free kill on them because they can't see you. As they're down here, they can't see you behind that little bit of block right there. I've also figured out that you can make a one-way right here. So I didn't realize if you place a long wall, you can sit here and as they push out, they can't see you. So if I show you right here, they can see this part of the wall, but they would have to come all the way out here to be able to see you sat at the back of it. Which to them is there, but you can see all the way back there. So they have to come all the way here to be able to see you. Another wall that I've been doing inside of a-holes is a head glitch right here. So if you place your wall, you want to make sure you crouch so that you don't hit your head and break the wall. And now you can peek over this door right here. So when they're pushing up here inside of a-holes, if they're trying to rush it one round, maybe on an eco or something, that's what people try to do. You just hold right here. It's so easy to get kills here because they just never think to look above the door right here. Just make sure that your wall doesn't actually poke through this side so it's not a giveaway. What I didn't think about too much last time as well is how many times people push a-holes to drop down the chute. So if you come here, you can place a wall. And now as they're pushing to try drop down the chute, they can't see you if you sit here, but you can just shoot them as they push out. So I'll show you. The enemy will just come here and they can't see you underneath there. They will have to come down the chute. And you can just get free kills here. One more thing that I want to take back from last video is I said that this area won't be used that much, but oh boy was I wrong. This area actually gets used so much, so people push here to come and defuse the spike on a site. And they also rotate out of it to try and get behind you on middle as well. So there's a lot that you can do right here, so we're just going to cover all of the different wall spots right here. So starting off, because there's a ramp, obviously you can create a one-way. You want to jump, make a long wall. And then as they're pushing around the wall, you can shoot their feet. And then if you don't kill them there, you can kill them here. You can also make the one way from this rock right here. And then you want to sit over here. This is a bit of an easier one way to hit. So if they push up, they're not really going to be breaking the wall because they're trying to sneak behind and come for the defuse on A. This is for post-plant situations, by the way. So if they're pushed there, there's your one way. Obviously, as you can imagine, you can create one ways right here. You jump off that platform. And now you can hold... Oh, you can hold right here. So as they push up, that's a one-way. And you can do the same on this side, as you can imagine. You want to do your long wall right there. And there's your one-way for this side. And you can do them deeper in as well. So if you place your wall right here, you can now sit on site. Just bear in mind with this one, there is a massive gap right here. So it's only if they push around the wall, which might be unlikely, but it's just something to keep in mind in case you want to use this one way. But to counter that massive gap, you can do it from this angle instead. Create your wall there, and now what you can do is sit inside of here, and there you go. So as they push out, now they can't see you at all down there, but you can see them pushing all the way through. Another wall to keep in mind for shop is rather than just blocking it off like this way or whatever, what you want to do is the same as we did in elbows. You want to place your wall, run out and jump, so that when they break the wall, you can actually sit right here and hold this angle. So as they're coming out, I'll show you, they have to come out and then check this angle right here, which is so unlikely. So it almost creates a free kill just being sat right there. Just be aware that they can't come behind you as well. Okay, so that's A just about covered. So moving out towards middle, you want to be aware that people push this door right here quite a lot, especially if you plant on B. They will try to push this door for fast rotation. So you can wall it off and jump up right here. And I don't see enough people actually using this spot, so definitely use this because it does create that off angle. So as they peek, they will have to swing out and look up. In my last video, I also mentioned this area right here, but I didn't really know what to do with it yet because I didn't fully understand the map and all of the rotations. But what I found is you can actually just create one-ways right here, because a lot of people do run from B to A through middle. So you want to create as many one-ways right here as possible. So starting off, you can create a one-way from this rock right here for B tunnel. So you want to place your wall. You can hide behind this rock. So as they push out, you've got the one-way right here, and you're protected by this rock as well. And you actually have a one-way for this side as well. So if they drop out of mid-nest and they're trying to push this side, there's a one-way right here too. It's a little bit small, but you can definitely hit the feet right here and then get them if they push this side. Another one-way from this rock is for elbow. So you want to place it this way instead. And now you can hold from this side of the rock instead. So if you know that they're not coming from B tunnel, you can hold here, and if they push elbow, there's your 3 kills. Instead of this one way, if you want to get a lot more creative, what you can do is jump right here, come onto this wall, and place a long wall from that little wall right there. And then if you come to mid-nest, you can see that right here you're covered from if you come this way anyway. But I would recommend hiding behind this pillar and then just holding this angle. So if they do push out of elbow, that's a clear one way right there. They can't see you at all, by the way. So just sit here and shoot them as they come out. Another wall for mid-nest. Again, I found that a lot of rotations come through here towards B for after plants. So you want to place your wall like this, and then you can jump around. So as they come through mid-nest and they're trying to go inside of B tunnel, they might drop down and peek this angle, because some people do hold from here. They definitely won't peek this angle. So they're going to drop down, and it should be a free kill for you right here. Just be aware that they can't push that side, so you want to tuck yourself fully away as much as possible so that you don't get peeked from right here. Instead they drop down. So I believe that's it. Unless if I've miscounted, that should be 50 walls. But I'm going to throw in some bonus walls for you guys as well, just around this mid area, because I have found some other walls right here as well. So a quick one is a one-way right here. And then if they're pushing through the right side towards middle, you can hold it from here, and that's a one-way right there. And again, you can do it on this side as well. So if they push through mid doors, you can do the one-way right here. And then you hold in this side instead. And the very last wall I'm going to mention, it's a bit of a silly one, but it is very useful. If you jump onto this box and you try to get a quick peek down middle, you can come right here and then peek over this bit, because they're not going to be expecting you to be peeking from that angle. They're going to be holding left or right, and then you come right here and you can peek all the way down here as well. So that's a very, very useful wall. Just make sure that you're not getting shot from elbow or any of your sides as you stood right here, because you can get peeked from elbow. So just be careful and make sure you get a quick pick and then try and fall back, or have a teammate support you right here. Alright, and that is the end of 100 walls on Breeze. I think I gave you like, what, 103 walls in the end, something like that. That should be enough to keep you guys busy for now. I'm sure there will be a lot more different walls coming out from different content creators, or you guys coming up with stuff. So definitely be on the lookout for that. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I can definitely do more of these for every single map. Just let me know what kind of maps and what kind of walls you'd like to see in the comments down below. Alright, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.